Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out. This is episode 174. I hope you're doing okay this weekend and your loved ones as well, despite all the restrictions and lockdowns and such. This show is heard on more than 100 affiliates across the country, so I don't know specifically where you are, but I know it's pretty bad in some cases. This show airs, for example, on KEIB in Los Angeles, where they've had a major lockdown this past week and to try to curb this thing. Anyhow, stay safe and healthy out there. If you want to hit me up on social media to tell me how you're doing, just to say hi, let me know what you think of the show. Would love to hear from you. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. It's Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C, and Saltzman with a Z. We do have a great show planned for you this hour. We're going to talk online shopping tips in a minute and what's changed this year, some things that you should probably be aware of. We'll talk with ESET, a leading cybersecurity company. After that, and speaking of shopping, tech expert Katie Linendoll will join us with some gadget gift ideas for the holidays. I'll fill you in on a cool new virtual reality game that's garnering quite a bit of buzz. It's called Population 1. And we're going to talk about an app called OK Play that encourages play between parents and their young kids. All of this and more on an all-new Tech It Out, powered by ASUS, which I'll tell you more about shortly, but let's officially start the show with our first interview. As we're heading into the shopping season, which will no doubt be mostly online this year, we need to be cyber safe as there are plenty of malicious types out there looking to rip you off. For some tips to staying safe while online shopping, who better to turn to than Tony Anscombe, cybersecurity expert and global spokesperson for ESET. Welcome back to the show, Tony. Always good to chat with you.
Absolutely. Great to be here again, Mark.
Now, before we get to your tips to shopping safely online, please tell us a bit about ESET.
So ESET is a cybersecurity company, and we produce anti-malware software, which many of us call antivirus software, all the way from enterprises all the way down to consumers and the likes of you and I, Mark.
And also governments as well? Or is it always businesses and regular folks?
Oh, no, education and governments as well.
Okay, great. So anti-malware. Malware is short for malicious software. And funny that in my introduction, I did say that there were malicious types out there in cyberspace. So we're on the same page here. So ESET produces a line of different software options for you to protect your devices and your data. I have it on my laptop and my desktop, Android phone and my tablet, and even on my smart TV. I have a Sony Android TV, and there's even protection there from anything that you might download that's suspicious. So ESET's got your back. We'll talk a bit more about cybersecurity in a moment. But because it is COVID, is it safe to say, Tony, you think more people will be shopping online this year?
Of course they will. Yeah, if you haven't got out to the shops already, most people are entering second lockdowns or second waves. I think actually the online shopping is going to increase massively between now and Christmas. So we're all going to be hunting those bargains.
Now, we've been shopping online for 20 odd years already, if not more. Is it still relatively safe?
It's relatively safe as long as you err caution. The danger is cyber criminals tricking you or I with a phishing email or the bargain that's too good to be true in some fake ad or some fake search result.
I just did an interview earlier today, Tony, about fake PlayStation 5s that were on sale online, people buying them and they never got anything, or they got something that was not the PS5. So buyer beware, right? Caveat emptor. So what are these risks? You mentioned phishing. That's a scam where you're lured into believing that an email or a text or something that you receive is authentic, and then you click and you now have a fake website. Then it could lead to identity theft, right?
Yes, or it could actually be an email that's phishing to get you to go and buy something from a fraudulent website, like your PlayStation 5 example just a moment ago. So it's not just phishing for your credentials. I think phishing is used generally as a term for those scammy emails. But yes, credential theft, identity theft, fake websites that are trying to sell you something for a price that's just too good to be true.
Right.
They are absolutely fake.
What about using credit cards and stuff? There's some old school folks who just don't want to shop online. They're worried about their card being compromised. But if you stick with a reputable retailer, it should have encryption, right?
Yeah, you have the padlock in the top of the browser, or you've got that green stripe or whatever it is that your browser shows to show that it's encrypted. But also, don't use your debit card. Your debit card is linked to your bank account. Your bank account typically has some sort of overdraft protection and linked to your savings account. So actually do use a credit card if you must. But also think about one of those third-party options of PayPal, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. For example, Apple Pay doesn't actually transmit your card details. It only transmits transaction IDs. So it actually keeps your card details on the device.
That's called, if I'm not mistaken, it's tokenization, right? It's like a series of like alphanumeric string of code kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely. And that just means that if you're not transmitting your details, or the merchant doesn't actually get your card details, they can't store them. You can't be part of the next data breach. Nobody can see them on their way over there. So it keeps you that little piece safer.
If you do choose to use a credit card, and if something goes wrong, you don't get what you ordered, or if you got it, but it was broken, or it was something different altogether, generally speaking, the credit card companies, and I believe PayPal as well, they've got your back, right? I mean, they usually will refund you the money if there's a dispute like that.
Yes. I mean, the first place to go, obviously, is the retailer that you purchase something from. You're going back to your credit card company and complaining should be your second stop. You should always try and resolve things with the retailer first.
Got it. We're chatting with Tony Anscombe, cybersecurity expert and spokesperson for ESET. I do want to bring back the cybersecurity element to all of this, but before that, are there other tips you can recommend for those who are looking to shop online but want to stay super safe in doing so?
Well, one thing I would suggest, if you do use a credit card, actually, is to turn on the card not present notifications if the vendor you get the card from allows it. That means if the card is used online, it's going to send you a text message or an app notification. So if somebody else does have your credit card data and uses it online, you're going to see the text message or notification and know that it wasn't you spending the money. But I have one really big tip in here, Mark, for parents that may be shopping over the holiday period.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. And that's not to search for things on a shared machine. So, for example, your PlayStation 5 example earlier on, if that's your plan this Christmas, then don't search for it on a family-used tablet or device, because when your kids use the device next, they're going to know what they're going to get for Christmas.
That's a good tip, actually, because of the memory, right? It's either like in the history, or when you start typing in something, it'll recall what you last typed in.
Well, and as you and I both know, the next time you go to another website, guess what? That website will be full of ads for the last thing you searched for.
Yeah, that's another good point, Tony. Absolutely. I remember hearing once from a cybersecurity expert that if you're going to shop on your mobile phone, use the app instead of the website because it's generally more secure. Is that the case?
Yeah, the app works within a confined environment, so to speak. So it is more secure than using the browser. The other thing is it, unless you're actually on your home network, which is encrypted between your phone and you, actually turn off Wi-Fi. So not to use public Wi-Fi, because actually the internet connection from your phone to the carrier is more secure than public Wi-Fi.
Tony, what about good passwords? How does that play a role when it comes to shopping?
Well, every site wants us to create an account. And over the holiday period, if you're making a one-off purchase on a website you're unlikely to purchase again at, I recommend checking out as guest and not leaving them your data, so that it reduces the risk of you being part of a data breach. But if you do create an account and you need that password, use password managers. Password managers will create a long, complex, difficult password, and there's no need for you to remember it. You only need to remember the one to get you into the password manager. So it will help manage those complex passwords for you.
Right. Because if you use the same password for all those shopping sites, if there's a breach on one, then the bad guys have your password for all your other shopping sites. So great tip there. All right, Tony, as we wrap up, cybersecurity software should also play a role, I think, in staying safe online while shopping and other activities as well. With ESET or another cybersecurity product, any suggestions on, again, better protecting yourself?
I don't know why anybody prefer another solution, Mark, but obviously, so one thing that's in our software is actually what we call banking protection, but it can be used for other sites too. Basically, when you want to transact, it closes down everything else on your browser. So it creates that sandbox, that cell, if you want to think of it that way, for you to transact safely, and turns off all other connections.
Okay. And that's with ESET Internet Security. And I know that people can download a free trial at ESET.com. And they can give it a shot without even using a credit card. You can try it for a month or so. And then after that, it's an annual subscription, just like most other cybersecurity software out there. And it has a whole slew of other benefits, like looking to reduce the odds of like a ransomware attack, a phishing scam. It's got webcam intrusion detection and a lot more. So there's a lot of bang for your buck there. All right, Tony, always great chatting with you and very helpful advice, especially this time of year. Wishing you a happy and healthy holiday season, Tony. All the best.
And you, Mark, have a great holiday season.
Speaking of the holiday season, we're going to catch up with Katie Linendoll, a tech expert. When we return on the program, we're going to hear her gadget and game gift ideas ahead of the holidays. But first, this show is powered by ASUS for those in search of incredible. Visit asus.com/US/radio to check out their award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartphones, smartwatches, and much more. In fact, they also own ROG, or Republic of Gamers, which is a line of sweet gaming gear, both computers and accessories. So check it out, asus.com/US/radio. That's asus.com/US/radio. ASUS, for those in search of incredible. As I mentioned, we're going to chat with Katie Linendoll when we return, and a few other guests after that, so stick with us. A lot more Tech It Out coming right up.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. If you're still hunting for the perfect gifts, pay attention. We've got tech expert Katie Linendoll again with us to share some great gadget gift ideas ahead of the holiday season. Good to chat with you again, Katie. How are you?
Oh, I always love speaking with you, Mark. Thank you so much for having me.
So why don't we start off with some cool tech gift ideas?
Absolutely. And I got to say, I'm honored to be partnered with these companies because there's so many dynamic gadgets I'm going to hook you up with. And let's start in the world of laptops. My goodness, you see so many different options, and you're like, if you're looking for yourself, or perhaps there's a student in the family, what to get? And I have to say, the HP Pavilion X360 is a fantastic, it's both a laptop or a tablet, so you kind of get that two-in-one option. Fantastic for productivity and also entertainment, and it's worth looking up because it has this gorgeous, stunning display, but it's also packed with power. 13 hours of battery life, got that compact, lightweight design for mobility, but speed and power with the latest Intel 10th generation processor, and all the bells and whistles you would expect from multiple ports to fantastic audio. Everything wrapped in one little nice bow. HP Pavilion X360. And then right off the heels of that too, I think with laptops, another very popular item is good quality headphones, especially now, whether you're that music lover or a student, or I like to call a work from homer, always on the hunt for the latest and greatest audio. And one of my favorite companies is both a techie and a musician is Shure. And Shure has decades of studio experience. Consumers always looking for top-notch studio quality sound. They have introduced their first ever wireless headphones, Shure Aonic 50. When I put these on, I was like, it was like a dream, because they are highly engineered and they have adjustable noise cancellation, which is awesome, including an environment mode. So you can switch off to hear as much or as little as you'd like. And 20 hours of battery life, available in 3 colors. And again, just great for anyone, no matter what your needs are, from loving music to student to working from home.
How much are those Shure wireless headphones, as well as the HP Pavilion X360?
Yeah, the HP unit starts at about $599, and I have to say there's good holiday specials going on, though. So depending on when you pop online, if you're looking for them, take advantage of, we got Black Friday just happened and Cyber Monday, but it's rolling through the holidays, great deals. So starting at $599 for the HP Pavilion X360, and then for Shure, those are $349. So you are getting a premium, highly engineered set of headphones that is going to last you for years.
All right. Next up, Katie, how about a gift for the kids, the little ones?
I know you're going to like this one, too. Lego Dots, a new theme from Lego, one of my favorites, probably yours as well. These are really unique kits from Lego. Lego Dots are all about letting kids design and assemble their own custom projects, if you will, from fashionable bracelets to trendy room decor. There's all these little pieces inside the little storage kit. And by the way, the packaging actually doubles as a storage container, so parents love that. But awesome because there's about 405 pieces in each little kit. And last weekend, my niece and I, we made 4 bracelets together. So much fun building and designing and creating and all the different Lego pieces. And it's all about creativity and bringing things to life. So I think this is really fun on the Lego side and allows you to spark your imagination.
All right, lego.com/dots is where you can see it in action, by the way. And how much do they start at?
You're going to like this one. This is inexpensive, starting at under $20. So great, awesome idea. And it's one of those gifts, too, with Lego. You open it up and the packaging is just gorgeous. And you're like, it's very exciting.
Yeah, and a great stocking stuffer price. All right, as we are more optimistic about 2021 with these vaccines coming, you might have some gadget gift ideas for those who want to spend some time on the go.
Oh, indeed. And like yourself, being on the road is capturing all of my video content. GoPro has been a go-to for mine for over a decade. I almost use my GoPros almost every single day, but it's incredible how everyone has really turned into a video maker these days. And the GoPro Hero 9 Black, it is their latest model, and it just makes capturing stunning, high-quality videos and photos a breeze. I have to say that it has a new front-facing display and a larger rear display, and also just an easy-to-sync smartphone app known for hyper-smooth stabilization, so no wobbly, shaky shots, and even waterproof up to 33 feet. And with that, too, I think nowadays, as we're all shooting more and more content on our own, a nice little feature to add with it is the Zeus Mini. It's a little lighting accessory, so it makes sure that all of your shots continue to stay bright, and there's multiple brightness modes. So awesome 2-in-1. GoPro Hero 9 Black, and also that Zeus Mini for lighting quality, which is great. And then last but certainly not least, got to hook you up with one because we know that the iPhone 12 is going to be a popular gift this holiday season. If you're upgrading, or if you know a family member that's upgrading, you can't shell out the money without keeping the phone protected, not telling you anything you don't know. OtterBox cases start at just $39.95, and so many options from the rough and rugged to the stylish and slim, and now cases even accommodating the new iPhone 12, which are made for MagSafe. So practical gift option for anyone you know that's needing a new case, and I think we all know someone.
All right, starting at $39 for the OtterBox cases for iPhone and other kinds of smartphones as well. You got to protect your investment. I think it's a great accessory as a gift. And then how much was the GoPro Hero 9 Black?
GoPro Hero 9 is at $449.99. That is going to be an investment that you are going to use for years. And also, that too is on a holiday sale. I would take advantage of it. If you're catching the holiday sale, it's at $399.99, which is awesome. And then the Zeus Mini, that lighting accessory that I had noted, that has that magnetic swivel clip light accessory with it, under $50.
Okay. And then, Katie, where can we go for more info and maybe seeing these products in action?
Absolutely. You can head on over to techgifts.tv.
All right. Katie Linendoll, always great chatting with you. Wishing you a happy and healthy holiday season. Be well.
Thank you. You as well.
Again, that's techgifts.tv. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. When played from a first-person perspective, video games can be super immersive. You know what I'm talking about. Games like Call of Duty, where it's as if the action is seen out of the eyes of the player. Now, imagine you're also donning a virtual reality headset. So when you move your head around in real life, you're looking around in that game world as well, as if you were really there. So no wonder the new game Population 1 has a lot of buzz surrounding it. Joining us on the line to break it all down for us is Gabe Brown. He's the co-founder and CTO of a company called Big Box VR. Welcome, Gabe. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate you taking the time to chat with us about Population 1, a new VR action game. Before we talk about that particular game, though, talk to us about VR or virtual reality gaming as a whole. What is it, do you think, makes it so exciting?
Yeah, so I think it harkens back to when we first tried out VR with some of the very early headsets about 3 to 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. This feeling of presence and being immersed into a new world, but also being able to interact with other people in VR. So when we first started our company, it was the first thing we tried. It's like, let's both get into VR together. And so there's something magical about just being in the world and interacting with the world just like you do with your everyday life with your hands, walking around looking and interacting with the environment in such a way. It's like this fantasy moment come to life that you see when you've seen Ready Player One, Steven Spielberg's film about the future of VR. Hopefully less dystopian, but still the magic is captured there.
Yeah, great book and good movie, but I still like the book a lot better. But yeah, I thought of that movie, Ready Player One, when I knew I was going to be chatting with you. We're almost there, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely the beginning, but just like with the iPhone 1, they're just going to continue to get better.
Right.
You know, it's definitely like Ready Player One in the sense that it allows people this fantasy of living in this world where you can interact with it in a way that just feels supernatural. You can touch things with your hands. You can look around. It's a fulfilling fantasy. And I think you're going to say, I also agree that the book is always better than the movie.
Usually. There's some rare exceptions. But yeah, I really like the Ready Player One book. So with that in mind, tell us about Population One. At a high level, what's it all about?
Yeah, so Population One is a battle royale set in virtual reality. And the magic of this is that you can climb anything in the world. So you're playing on a 1 kilometer map. So it's a humongous map. And you can see anything you can climb. You can also fly off of tall structures. And you can also build using these tiles that allow you to make makeshift cover if you're getting shot at. Or you can build a little sky elevator and go climb it straight up into the air. And so it's a lot of the elements that you expect of a battle royale with 18 players together in a server together.
Just to clarify for our listeners, Gabe, battle royale game is like Fortnite, where it's sort of a fight to the finish, where you can play by yourself, or in this case, as a squad in a team. And the idea is to stay alive as long as you can on this map. And then the last person standing, or the last team or squad standing, are the winners.
Yes, that's totally right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to bring everybody up to speed.
Yeah, and I think something that's really unique about Population One is we've developed a system called the vertical combat system. And we've done a lot of work, including working with some specialists who work with flight simulators with the Royal Air Force to make this really comfortable for everybody to play, regardless of your background, whether you play games or you don't play games. And so the vertical combat system is really about enabling people to be the badass inside of themselves that they can see inside of these other action films, but without all the safety equipment that comes with it. So you can have fun, try all these interesting moments, like jump off a side of a building, jump out about a mile off the ground and fly to the bottom and do it safely.
Wow. Now, because this is radio, can you explain how you can control it all? Like if you're donning a headset, you're holding a controller in each hand, yes. I'm assuming, even though I know Oculus Quest 2 also lets you play with your hands with some content. But assuming you're holding controllers, if you're jumping off the side of the building while simultaneously shooting at some targets, how do you do that?
Yeah, so it actually, you would interact with it just like you would in real life. So if you're flying, you hold your arms out in the T shape. So we call it the T pose. And so you're holding your arms out. And if you can do that and have your aim with your right hand while your arm's out, you can shoot at players on the ground. And when you're climbing, you make the same gestures you would if you're actually climbing the wall. So you stick your hand up, stick it inside of the surface, and grab with your hand, and then pull yourself up.
So you might look a little foolish to onlookers if they can't see what you're seeing.
Yes.
But it's really immersive. It's as if you're really climbing and flying and firing weapons, but in a safe environment, what you're seeing and hearing through the headset. Is there any tactile feedback? Do you feel any vibration or anything like that?
Yes. We do have haptics. So we do vibrate the controller. So when you're picking up and shooting the weapons, you can feel the vibration of the weapon. When you're climbing and flying, when you're taking damage. So there's a lot of immersive stuff in there that you don't really notice the individual elements, but you feel them all come together. It's something that's really hard to describe verbally, but once people put it on, we always hear an aha, and we see the light bulb go off, and then there's a huge smile on their face.
We're chatting with Gabe Brown. He's the co-founder and CTO of Big Box VR, based in Seattle. They have created a new game called Population One that's playable in virtual reality. We'll talk about what you need to play in a moment. Is there a single player mode for those who aren't ready to sort of dive into multiplayer?
Yeah, we do have we have what's called a combat trial. So we have the tutorial and a combat trial, which is a 5-minute trial zone where you play against bots. And we've put this in specifically so players who are new to Battle Royale or new to VR have an opportunity to play and to learn how to use the weapons, how to use the vertical combat system to get height and get advantage, and just to explore the map in a fun, pressure-free area with the eventual hope that they're feeling comfortable enough and they'll jump into the arena online. Because what we found is playing together with people online is super fun, and especially even more fun if you bring your friends in with you and you're playing together as a squad. It like amplifies the fun times 10.
All right. So without further ado, where can we learn more about Population 1? What do you need to play, and how much does it cost?
Yeah, so you can learn more about Population 1 by going to population1vr, as in virtualreality.com, or you can search Population 1 in your favorite search engine. It costs $29.99, and you can find that on the Oculus Store and the Steam Store. We support both the Quest 2, and all of the PC Oculus headsets, as well as the HTC Vive, Windows MR, and Valve Index, and any Steam VR compatible headset.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, great. Population1vr.com, and 1 is spelled O-N-E. And then you can also just do a search at the Oculus Store or in Steam, and $29. Gabe, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, and look to see you online.
As you continue to shop for the holidays, why would you spend more than you need to? Well, that's a thing of the past thanks to Slick Deals, the largest social platform for shopping. And now, the free Slick Deals browser extension for Chrome, Edge, and Firefox. Get early access to Slick Deals' best of web deals as vetted and voted on by its community of millions of people, along with discount codes, exclusive coupons, and deal alerts. Enable the free Slick Deals web browser extension at slickdeals.net/radio. That's slickdeals.net/radio. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
You're listening to Tech It Out. I'm your host, Mark Saltzman. Welcome back to the program. This is powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info on their award-winning laptops like their ZenBooks. Again, that's asus.com/US/radio. Designed for families, especially those with younger kids, a new app called OK Play was developed by top psychologists and experts in the field of social and emotional development, as well as health and wellness and play. Joining us to explain what OK Play is all about, how it works, and who it's for, we've got Travis Chen with us. He's the co-founder and chief creative officer at OK Play. Welcome, Travis. How you doing?
Hey, good. I'm doing great. And thanks so much for having me, Mark.
Why don't we dive right in? It's been said good technology solves a problem. So what does OK Play aim to fix?
Problem to fix. It's just encouraging that daily habit of play between parents and children, and also having parents engage with the entertainment and content that their children are participating in. All of our activities are designed around types of play that kids naturally gravitate to and really have forever. Things like pretending, building, dress up time, dancing, singing. We think that we can use the digital device as a way to really encourage this real world play and conversation through our activities. The activities are things like, for example, we have this photo scavenger hunt where the kid runs around the house taking photos of things and finding these things around the house. They're able to direct movies, watch their drawings come to life, record songs, narrate stories. Most importantly, have this dialogue, have this conversation, and share this moment of play with their parent.
So already I like two things about this. One is that instead of video games or whatever being like a babysitter for the kids where the parents can just put them in front of the tablet or the TV and computer and say, okay, bye, and go and do something else, that this encourages family play, family interaction. And then secondly, that it seems to fuse the digital with the physical. Because it's, screen time by itself is okay in moderation, but I love when it can also augment physical play. Sometimes dexterity and hand-eye coordination, all that is great in a 3D space, like in real life.
100%. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. My background, and really where a lot of the inspiration for me as a professional and game designer, I worked on Guitar Hero for 5+ years.
Wow,
if
awesome.
you're familiar with Guitar Hero.
Of course.
Yeah, and if you boil down the play in Guitar Hero, right, it's not about the dot hitting another dot in time to music. It's about the idea of pretending like you're a rock star, pretending like you're in a band with your friends. That's that energy of play coming off of the screen, right? Mm-hmm. And that's really what we want to bring to children, where children especially, you're right, a lot of the experiences, particularly in video streaming world, it's kind of handing it over to the children, but not necessarily partaking in it. And I think that's what we want to encourage the parent to do is just take this minute to spend some together time and play with their kid. Mm-hmm. I'll also mention another aspect of the app that we're so excited about is all of our activities really encourage content creation and not just content consumption. So I mentioned things like directing a movie, recording a song, narrating a story. Yep. That always results in something the child has made. So it's not about the show that they're watching as much as it is about the show that they're creating. Awesome. And that's really powerful for kids. And we also save those moments. We call them moments because they're these little captures of moments of time that you spent with your child. And these are so powerful for the parent. They're like the little drawings you get back from preschool that you put on your fridge. But they're also really interesting for sharing with loved ones like grandma and grandpa. And then they're particularly interesting for kids who love watching themselves. They love watching their creation. They love seeing their creative and imaginative energy manifested in something that they've made. And that's so powerful. We've recently been honored with a 5-star top review from Common Sense Media. Common Sense Media, if you don't know, is a nonprofit organization that focuses on education and advocacy for promoting safe technology. Mm-hmm. And they said that it hits a lot of the gold standards for what high quality screen time looks like, very much what you were talking about, which is instead of simply just watching things, kids are active players. They're thinking, they're moving, they're experimenting, they're exploring, they're having conversations with their parent. And that's really what OK Play is about. And that type of play is so enriching and exciting for children and their parents.
Fun fact, I write for Common Sense Media, so thank you for that.
Oh my gosh.
I write weekly for them.
Thank them for such a wonderful review.
Digital literacy, of course, is so important for a few reasons. And all of this, the effectiveness of OK Play and what it does and brings to families, this isn't just your opinion or based on experience, but a lot of this is science-backed, right?
Yeah, for sure. So all of our activities are built hand in hand with educators and child development experts, preschool teachers that are on the ground working with kids, all led by our Chief Science Officer, Dr. Colleen Russo-Johnson, and all formed by this backing of social, emotional, and cognitive growth for children. So every one of our activities go through this process of working with these experts, these people that work with kids, study kids, and play with kids daily, to kind of formulate some of the best activities that help express some of those ideas. Mm-hmm. I'll also say that it's just so exciting, some of the research around this idea of together play and particularly social emotional development coming through in together play. Lego put out an amazing paper called the Playwell Report. This one, the 2018 Playwell Report, that studies children and play, and particularly play with family members, play with parents and caretakers. There's just such amazing evidence behind the power of play.
Please hold that thought. We'll return and learn more about OK Play when we return. Stick with us.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Check It Out whenever you want.
We're chatting with Travis Chen, co-founder and chief creative officer of OK Play. This is an app developed by psychologists and experts in the fields of social and emotional development, health, wellness, and play. We're learning about how the app works. Now, before the break, Travis, you were talking about those moments, those memories that are forged when parents can play with their kids and share together these experiences.
93% of kids that play with their parents feel happy. They report happiness when that happens. What's really, really cool for me me as a parent, and particularly as a parent dealing with everything that's come with 2020, is that play is not only therapeutic and helpful and beneficial for the child's growth, it's also really powerful for the parent. This Playwell report says 83% of parents say playing with their kid enables them to feel more refreshed.
And I'll submit that it's not just parents and their kids, but also multi-generational. I can tell you with some of your previous work, Travis, our guest is Travis Chen, co-founder and chief creative officer of OK Play. With some of your previous work like Guitar Hero, my mom and my kids played together. So grandma played along with the electric guitar with her grandsons at the time. So, and that was amazing, like sort of a bonding moment when it comes to interactive entertainment as well. With that in mind, who would you say OK Play is for exactly if you had to target your demographic?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first, I'll just say that's such an amazing experience with your grandma.
Yeah, I'll have to share that photo with you. It's great. And we're going back 8 to 10 years, but I mean, my twins are now in college and they remember it. So
that's the key there, is
right. Memories.
That
what do you call it? Moments.
Interactivity.
Moments.
Mm-hmm. Moments. The interactivity, that playing together, is what burns it into the memory, right? You probably don't have the same memory of a passive, show that you watched. But when grandma's involved, when there's interaction, when there's play together, that becomes something that you'll never forget.
Yeah,
and that's the power of togetherness, that playing together. Who is OK Play for? We built it, interestingly, with very much parents and children in mind, which I'll say is kind of unique in the children's app space, where and video streaming space, where it's mostly built for the kid. Parent is downloader and credit card, and then hand it over. We really want the parent to be kind of involved.
Yeah.
and we've all been there. And it's not to say OK Play replaces that. It really just complements what's already happening in the children's entertainment space and giving them a new outlet. And so, it's designed for both parents and children. That said, we're really focused on kids 3 to 6. This is where so much energy around social, emotional, and cognitive development happens in the child's mind.
All right. So as we wrap up, Travis, walk us through how we get going and how much OK Play costs.
Yeah, for sure. The first step for a lot of parents is just being okay to play with your kids, to get on the ground, to run outside with them, to dig in the sand with them. Just getting that mentality, even beyond OK Play, is so powerful for parents. For OK Play to download the app, it's in the App Store, iOS App Store, and Google Play. As far as subscription, it's a subscription-based application. That said, a huge portion of the app is free. So it's very much a free app. When you download it, you're first brought to the Today feed. The Today feed shows you activities that we've scheduled for today. So, for example, if a holiday's coming up, we might have things themed around that holiday. We also have a program each week that we focus some of the attention on the activities on. So, for example, last week was Anger 101, understanding the anger emotion and how to reflect on it and regulate it. And so all of the activities on the Today feed, the ones that we feature every single day, are free. So if you want to download OK Play and play every single day and play something new every single day, you can do that for free. Where the premium subscription comes in is if you want access to our entire library, not just today, but all of our content, all of our activities whenever you want. Maybe something that you played a week ago, like our robot drawing, a collaborative drawing that you want to come back to. That's where the premium subscription comes in. And it's $9.99 a month, but we also offer a heavily discounted yearly rate that kind of depends on what discount we're running, but always look for the discounted rate on your subscription.
Of course.
But again, free users, come and play every day, and hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you like it, and hopefully you really form some lasting memories with your kid.
All right. So it's OK Play. You can look for it at the Apple App Store for iPhone or iPad, or Google Play for Android devices. And the website is okplay.co. All right, Travis Chen, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the launch of OK Play, and wishing you continued success. All the best. Happy holidays as well.
Thanks so much, Mark, and it was so fun talking to you and hearing your Guitar Hero story.
Thanks. Thank you for tuning in to Tech It Out this hour. Hope you enjoyed it. The show is powered by ASUS, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. head over to asus.com/US/radio. Have a great rest of your weekend, a happy and healthy week ahead, and I look forward to catching up with you next weekend on Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.